Well, hey guys, Greg with the G-Bagger Adventure Chronicles. Welcome to the channel. Today, we are going to do a what's in the bag tent review and setup. And today we have the Ayamaya, and this is actually the 6 to 8 person tent, which is kind of a combination dome tent with a waterproof rain fly over top of it. And the tent is huge. I mean, it's like just the dome tent alone is 10 by 10 by like 5.5 feet. So it's definitely a very good size family tent. Plus, the unique thing with their tent is that it does have dual vestibules, a vestibule in the front and a vestibule in the back. You have 2 access doors from the dome tent, so you can get at either end of the unit. And they also have a ground sheet for the one side, so if you want to use it for storage, or if you want to use it for extra sleeping area, or whatever the case may be, you can actually have a ground sheet floor inside one of the other vestibules. Both vestibules open up into what they call the porch mode. I'll show you that when we get ready. So anyways, let's see what's in the bag, yeah? This is a heavy tent. This tent weighs in at about 27 pounds on my scale as I checked it out. And I probably should let you know that Ayamaya did send me this tent for a review at no cost to me, but I told them I was gonna give them an honest review what I thought about the tent. Got these nice straps for holding the tent together. Let's roll it out, see what's in here. Okay, this is pretty much what you got in the bag. You've got the ground sheet, you got a nice storage bag right here, as well as straps for holding everything together when you're storing the tent. And then again, the instruction manual to show you how to set the tent up. Also, we have the stake bag right here. So we got some stakes and guy outlines. Yep. And we have a bunch of guy outlines for tying the tent out, I'm sure, for wind. And then you have a whole lot of these shepherd hook stakes. There's actually 30 of them to be exact, which, to be honest with you, I'm not a real fan of these shepherd hooks that come with a lot of these tents. If it was me, and I probably will, I would switch those stakes out for a little better grade of stakes, more like a groundhog stake or something of that nature. Then you have this bag here, which I'm assuming is the poles. We have 2 super heavy duty poles, which I believe those are for the tent fly. Then you have some real heavy duty ones. Right here you have 2 sets of those. And these are a thicker pole. And those, I'm sure, are for the dome tent part. And then you have a couple more sets of poles in here, which are the awning poles for the vestibules. And you do get 4 of these poles. And then you have this green tent right here, which is the waterproof rain fly. And then you have the actual tent body itself right here. So basically that's what you get in the bag. You get the storage bag, a ground sheet, a set of instructions, the tent body, the fly. You have the fly fiberglass poles right here, as well as 30 shepherd hook stakes, plus the storage bag and a bunch of guy lines. And they look like they're reflective guy lines too, which is actually kind of nice for at nighttime. And then you have 2 more heavier duty sets of poles, fiberglass poles, which is for the main body dome tent. And then you have the 4 actual poles for the vestibule to turn it into the porch mode. Now, like most dome tents, basically you need to take these long fiberglass rods, run them through the sleeves out to the other end and kind of crisscross them. So you got one pole going that way and you got the other pole going that way across the tent. And if you look over here, you have these little grommets in there that you actually attach the pole to those grommets right there, and that's what's going to give you your tension. So those fit in those grommets right there like that. And there, as you can see, we've actually got the dome tent part set up. Now we need to connect the little clips along the bars, as well as stake out the tent. And it's starting to snow. Yeah, this is cool. The idea on the clips, and again, you've got 3 of them on each pole, along with the sleeves where they slide in. So you have the sleeves up here where it slides in. They just hook onto the pole like that, so they just snap right on. Now we just gotta stake out the dome tent itself. Okay, the dome tent is set up. Let's do a little walk around, kind of show you what the outside of the tent looks like. Okay, as you can see, basically, this is a 10-foot by 10-foot square dome tent, and she looks to be roughly 5 foot to 6 foot tall in the middle there. And you got these 2 huge vestibule doors, 2 entrance doors, I should say, right there. As well as, this is kind of nice, they got some mesh pockets on the outside too, on both sides of the entry door, which is nice. They do have an interior door as well as a mesh screen, so if you really want to open it up, you can do that, which is kind of nice. Big ventilation area up in the top on all 4 sides. So you have nice ventilation vents there. And you do have this nice big window on both sides too, which is pretty cool. And it does zip open. I'm assuming it's so you can actually open and close the window or the vent areas on the rainfly itself. Here again are all the clips. You've got 3 of these clips all onto here. And we stake the corners down with the stakes. And then here's for the pole. For the actual dome tent, that's where you would attach your fiberglass poles. And then this grommets here, those are gonna be for the vestibule. And again, on the other side, directly opposite, you have the same thing. You have another big door, which is nice. And again, the same mesh pockets. Basically a duplicate of the other side, which is nice. You got a lot of storage area, and that really will be convenient, especially if you got the rainfly set up for storing, cooking supplies, anything like that can just be tucked into those little pocket areas. And then on here, you have the same thing. Nice big mesh vent up on top, as well as the window with a zipper, so you can open and close the window, which is nice on that too. So now, let's get the rainfly put on. There we got the rain fly flung over top. The nice thing about it is you do have buckles on here, which is really nice. So you don't have to worry about where to attach the rain fly. You have these buckles right here, which just clip right into that little buckle there. And you have one of these buckles on all four corners, so you know when a tent is centered. The big thing is to make sure you have the logo on this case here. On the other side too, the logo will be on the side of the tent by the window versus over here, because those are your vestibule areas. That'll be where your big door is to get into the vestibule, is on the side. So when you're putting the fly on, make sure the logo is to the side by the windows, not the doors. Now the next thing we need to do is on the vestibule ends, we need to attach these fiberglass poles here. And what that's going to do is going to form the rigidness for the vestibule itself. So let's get that on. And what you'll find is there's sleeves that, again, these will attach into. That you would slide them through the sleeves, and then you put the end of the grommets, or the end of the pole here, into the grommet fittings. So let's get that put in there. Now what I've done is I've actually opened up the zippers for the doorway itself on the rain fly, because the pockets for these poles is inside the vestibule area. So let's get these put in now. And you notice there is a bend on this pole here, and that's where it ends, is right there, right in that corner. Now I need to attach the end of the vestibule poles into the grommets on the strap down below. And you can see the pole fits into that grommet right there. Then the rain fly hooks into that buckle right there. Now I just have to put the other end of the vestibule pole in the grommet. And there you have it. You have the one vestibule set up, and you do the exact same thing on the other side. Then all you have to do is open up your windows on either side and hook them into the little toggles up here. So you just roll it up, toggle it in. And that's nice, as you can zip this open to get at it. If you want to close that at night from the inside, you just unzip the zippers in there, and then you can undo it, roll it down, and this just zip down, which is really nice too. So the window actually zips closed versus just relying on Velcro like a lot of tents. Okay, that's pretty much it for setting up the 6 to 8 person family lodge tent by Ayamaya. As you can see, she's all set up. She's ready for the rain, snow, whatever the case may be. The only thing we got to do now is we will put one of these sides over here into porch mode, and then we'll leave the other one closed to use for storage. So let's get the porch mode set up. Okay, there's the tent all set up in what they call the porch mode. And as you can see, you got lots of room in here. A ton of room, which is kind of nice. Yeah, that's got to be 10 feet wide by roughly, with the awning out all the way, I'll bet you're 10 by 6, 10 by 7 from the floor of the tent all the way out to the edge of the poles right here. So you got a good sized space right there for for setting your chairs up, cooking, getting out of the rain, whatever. Very, very nice. Okay, this is kind of cool. As you can see, you got a nice covered storage area there. So if you still wanted to have ventilation, if it's a hot day, you can open these wings up and have that ventilation, still keep it protected from the rain. Or you could have it set up into what the porch mode is. So far from what I'm seeing, this tent that Amaya's came up with is definitely a well thought out tent. Now also on here, you do have these guy out lines, which I've tied on, and there's actually 5 on each side of this tent. And that's important because you want to stake that out, because what that does is it gets the fly away from the body of the tent, which really makes a double wall configuration work out better because it'll help control the condensation that way. Also, you do have stakeouts for the fly too, for the same reason. You can stake it out, and that's going to get you away from the tent body so that you get more airflow between the tent body and the rain fly itself. So let me get those all set up and staked out. And as you can see on the porch mode poles, where the stem comes up, there's a grommet in the tent here. I just basically took one of the lines, the guy lines, made a loop at the end, tucked it over top, and then staked it down from there. Let's take a look on the inside. And here you can see I've actually put the vestibule floor in. It only comes with one, so you can either put the vestibule floor on one side of the porches or put it back by the storage area, or if you're having somebody else sleep in there, that gives them a little floor from there. So let's just go inside this bugger and see what she's all about. I really do like the fact that they have these mesh pockets, so it's in this kind of mode as it is. It's really, really nice because you can actually store kitchen items in here. I can see me putting a table and a chair in this area here, the vestibule, so you have a nice view of the lake or whatever. And you got some nice storage area, and you see you got plenty of ventilation up in the top there. Let's go inside here. The zipper door does have screen as well as nylon on the inside, so it is a 4-season tent. And you can literally take this door if you want to, and just tuck it into this mesh here. Mesh pocket there, so it gets the door out of the way, which is nice. I'll go inside. Oh yeah, it's got a lot of room in here. Wish it was a little bit taller though, because I'm 6'2", and this is about 5'6", and I can't stand up in it totally, but it's really not that big of a deal. You do have a couple of mesh pockets, looks like, in here too. You got one set there, and you have another set there. Then you do have your window right here, and again they have a zipper access, so you can get out to that tent with another zipper access. So if you want to close this down, you can do that. So you can zip those closed right there. Got plenty of room in here, that's for sure. And then again, you have the door, and this is a duplicate of the other side. And here again, we can, as you can see, if you want to, you can just unzip the inner lining or the inner tent like so, and you have nice screen ventilation, and you got a nice big vestibule storage area. So from what I'm seeing, other than it's a little bit short for somebody as tall as me, it's really not that bad. The stitching and everything all looks good. It's all double stitched all the way around. Looks pretty nice. It's reinforced on the corners over here, which is nice. So it gives a little extra support where the stakeouts are. So it is reinforced there. It is all nylon interior walls. That's what gives it the 4 season. My only concern, and I'm not sure about it, but I guess we'll find out, is like in the summertime, if you're gonna use this tent, would this be too warm? Although you've got the 2 windows, as well as the 2 vestibules, as you can open them wide open. Even in the storage mode, you can open them wide open. And you have the nylon mesh on the door itself. I don't know if that would be a problem or not, to be honest with you. You might get ventilation. And you got plenty of nylon meshing up in the top. And this is nice too. They do have a hook up there too for hooking a lantern, a light, or whatever right there. It's going to be interesting to see how this works in the rain. That'll be another day. It was snowing, so maybe we'll get a little snow up. I'm going to leave the tent set up. As a matter of fact, I might even camp in it tonight just to get a good feel for it. And maybe we'll get some snow and rain tonight, and I can actually test it out for waterproofness that way. So anyways, yeah, so far so good. The zippers all seem to work very well. Kind of nice. They work smooth, as well as on the door. You don't get a whole lot of binding. And as you can see right here, this is for unzipping the nylon tent part. You still have the screen out there. Or you can unzip the whole thing and have access to the outside area. Very well thought out. Oh, I just noticed here too, we have more storage in the pockets. This thing's got a ton of storage space in it. So you have 2 more triangular pockets. So you have 4 interior pockets, 6 if you count the divide and the 2 down below there. Then you have 4 in each vestibule area on either side. Yeah, you've got a ton of storage in here. This tent retails at the time of this video for around $219. Which isn't bad for a tent of this size in a double wall. Well, that about does it for this video on the Ayamaya 6 to 8 person family lodge tent. It's a big tent. It's actually, quality wise, from what I'm seeing, looks pretty good. A rain test will definitely let us know on that. So if you like this kind of video, please hit the like and the subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell. They're gonna let you know when I upload more videos. Other than that, this is Greg with the G. Bacher Adventure Chronicles, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day and happy camping, guys. Bye-bye.